Today we hear the story of a 30-year-old carpenter's son in a decisive point in his life. He's faced with choices and decisions, and he's tempted, like any one of us. Love of pleasure, love of possessions, love of glory. Think about it, all the ways that we are tempted in our own lives. And for him, the desert is a very frightening place. And sometimes we face the deserts in our own life, don't we? Those dry places in our life where maybe our marriages aren't the best. Maybe our relationships aren't the best. Where everything just seems to dry, even our job and our employment, everything seems dry in our life. And we're in the middle of this desert. Mother Teresa called it the dark night of the soul. St. John of the Cross called it the dark night of the soul. Those empty places, those deserted, those frightening places in our lives that we all end up at some time. And Jesus in that place is tempted to compromise body, mind, and spirit. He's hungry, he's weak, and he's vulnerable. And so he's tempted by the devil to use his gifts, his talents, all for himself, for his own agenda, and to give up God's way. We know what that's like. I certainly know what that's like. I don't get up in the morning and shake my fist at God and say, no, I'm not going to listen, I'm not going to obey you. But I do have that will that sometimes says, I'm going to do it my way. You know what that's like? How often do we choose a shortcut? An easier way, a less thoughtful way, a less responsive? It appears. But in reality, it's a false illusion. And think of the times that we have made a choice for something or someone. Think of the hurt or the dejection that maybe that choice caused. The reality that surrounded that decision or choice. The consequences that had that ripple effect in our family, in our neighborhoods, and with our friends because of those choices and decisions. See, it's not just about us, but it is about our families, our spouses, our loved ones, and our friends. Because they all have to deal with the consequences of our actions each and every day in some way. So all of these temptations are real in our lives. They strike at the heart of who we are and what God really wants us to be. They strike at the heart of being that beloved of God, that image and likeness of God that we speak about. And so just like Jesus sitting there, we're sitting here. And what we're asked is, what is it that we hunger for most in our life? That appetite that drives us. What are the things I want most that I let dominate and control my life? Dominate my relationships, my family. Are they disconnected from the reality of real love? Are they disconnected from the reality of God? Now we can sit here and we can blame it on some kind of an outside tempter. You know, we could easily say the devil made me do it. But we know that those temptations come from within us. They come from that dark part of our life, that shadow part of our life. And so here we are, gathered here. And we know that the desert is a place of decision for Jesus. But these 40 days of Lent are a choice of decision